Money has ears, and it responds to the way you speak about it. Too many people curse it, fear it, or chase it desperately, and then wonder why it keeps running away. If money truly has ears, then it is always listening to your words, your beliefs, and your attitude. When you say, "I'm always broke," money hears rejection. When you say, "Money is hard to get," it hears resistance. When you say, "There's never enough," it hears limitation. But when you begin to call it by its true name, opportunity, provision, reward, value, overflow, something shifts inside you. You stop seeing money as an enemy and start recognizing it as a tool. Money is not evil, it is a servant. It magnifies who you already are. In the hands of fear, it creates anxiety. In the hands of wisdom, it builds legacies. In the hands of faith, it becomes a channel of blessing. Calling money by its true name means understanding that it represents exchange. It is energy flowing in response to value. When you create value, solve problems, serve people, and walk boldly in your gifts, money hears that call. It is attracted to clarity, confidence, and consistency. It responds to gratitude. Speak abundance even when your wallet feels light. Speak growth when your bank account looks small. Not because you are denying reality, but because you are shaping it. Your words set the direction of your actions, and your actions create your results. If money has ears, then speak to it with authority. Tell it you are responsible. Tell it you are disciplined. Tell it you are ready to multiply it, manage it, and use it for good. Stop saying, "I can't afford it," and start saying, "How can I afford it?" That single shift turns your mind from limitation to creativity. You must also call money by its true name. Responsibility. It demands maturity. It tests character. It requires stewardship. When you respect it, budget it, invest it, and give from it, it grows. When you waste it, ignore it, or fear it, it disappears. Money listens to habits louder than it listens to words. So align your speech with your discipline. Speak wealth, but also study. Declare prosperity, but also work. Affirm overflow, but also save and invest. When your mindset and your habits agree, money hears harmony, and harmony attracts increase. Remember this: money flows toward purpose. When you attach your finances to a vision bigger than yourself, you give money direction. Call it by its true name: resource for impact, seed for harvest, fuel for destiny. Stop idolizing it and stop demonizing it, and stop demonizing it. Honor it, manage it, and command it with wisdom. If money truly has ears, then let it hear faith instead of fear, vision instead of vagueness, gratitude instead of complaints. Speak life over your finances. Call wealth into alignment with your values. Call wealth into alignment with your values. And as you change your words, you will change your mindset. As you change your mindset, you will change your mindset. You will change your actions. And as you change your actions, you will change your financial reality. Money is listening. Make sure it hears confidence, clarity, and calling. Your words shape your wealth more than you realize. Every sentence you repeat about money becomes a silent instruction to your mind. When you constantly say, "I'm broke," you are not just describing your current condition, you are reinforcing an identity. The mind listens carefully to the words you speak, especially the ones you repeat with emotion. If money truly has ears, then it is always paying attention to your language, your tone, and your belief system. The problem is not always the amount in your bank account. Often, the problem is the script running in your head. Many people unknowingly build financial ceilings with their own vocabulary. They speak limitations so often that it becomes their comfort zone. Think about how often people joke about being poor, how casually they say money doesn't grow on trees, or people like us never get rich. These statements may seem harmless, but repetition turns them into convictions. Convictions shape decisions. Decisions shape habits. Habits shape results. Before you ever see wealth externally, you must first allow it internally. If you want money to respond differently to you, you must speak differently about it. Language is powerful because it directs focus. When you say, "There's never enough," your brain begins scanning for proof of scarcity. When you say, "Opportunities are everywhere," your brain begins noticing doors you once ignored. The words are like commands, and your mind acts like a faithful servant. Calling money by its true name begins with calling yourself by your true name. You are not broke. You are building. You are not struggling. You are stretching. You are stretching. You are not behind. You are preparing. This shift is not denial of reality, it is redefinition of identity. When you redefine your identity, you redefine your financial future. Wealth begins with belief, not blind fantasy, but grounded confidence that you can learn, grow, and increase your capacity. When you speak abundance, you begin thinking creatively. Instead of saying, I can't afford it, you ask, how can I afford it? That single question transforms your brain from a closed door into an open window. Your words also shape your emotional relationship with money. If you associate money with stress, guilt, or fear, you will subconsciously push it away. If you associate money with opportunity, freedom, and impact, you will naturally move toward it. Emotions drive behavior. When money feels heavy and negative in your mind, you procrastinate financial planning, avoid looking at your accounts, and resist investing in yourself. But when money feels empowering, you take ownership. You budget with clarity. You invest with intention. You earn with confidence. Your language feeds your emotions, and your emotions fuel your actions. Consider how successful individuals speak about wealth. They rarely complain about the economy. They rarely speak defeat over temporary setbacks. Instead, they speak in terms of growth, solutions, and expansion. This does not mean they ignore challenges. It means they refuse to let challenges define them. They understand that words are seeds. Every time you speak, you are planting something in your subconscious. Speak fear, and you plant hesitation. Speak doubt, and you plant insecurity. Speak faith, and you plant courage. Over time, those seeds grow into financial patterns. Many people wait until they feel rich to speak positively about money, but the truth is, you must speak positively long before the evidence appears. Your words are not reactions, they are declarations. They set the direction of your energy. When you wake up and say, "Today I will attract opportunities," you position your mind to notice conversations, connections, and ideas that can generate income. When you say, "Nothing ever works for me," you shut down creativity before it even begins. Money may not literally have ears, but your mind does, and your mind is the gateway through which wealth enters your life. There is also discipline in your language. It is easy to complain when bills arrive. It is easy to criticize your financial situation. But discipline means choosing empowering words even in uncomfortable moments. Instead of saying, "I hate paying bills," say, "I am grateful I have the ability to pay for services that improve my life." That shift transforms resentment into responsibility. Gratitude changes your posture. When you are grateful, you become aware of what you have, not just what you lack. And awareness of what you have builds confidence to create more. Your environment may have shaped your early beliefs about money. Perhaps you grew up hearing arguments about finances. Perhaps you were taught that wealthy people are greedy or corrupt. Those beliefs may still echo in your language today, but you are no longer required to repeat inherited scripts. You can rewrite them. You can decide that money is neutral. It reflects the character of the person who holds it. When you see money as a resource rather than a threat, you stop sabotaging your own success. You give yourself permission to prosper without guilt. Another powerful aspect of language is consistency. It is not enough to speak abundance once and return to complaining the next day. Consistency builds conviction. Conviction builds confidence. Confidence attracts opportunity. When you repeatedly declare growth, your mind begins to expect growth. Expectations influence effort. Expectations influence effort. When you expect success, you try longer, learn faster, and recover quicker from setbacks. When you expect failure, you quit sooner. Words shape expectations, and expectations shape endurance. Be mindful of jokes as well. Humor is powerful, but self-deprecating humor about money can reinforce negative identity. Saying, "I'm too poor for that," even as a joke, strengthens the idea that poverty is your permanent label. Instead, say, "It's not in my budget yet," or "I'm prioritizing other goals right now." These alternatives acknowledge reality without cementing limitation. They reflect strategy rather than scarcity. Surround yourself with language that aligns with growth. Read books that speak about financial intelligence. Listen to conversations that discuss investment, entrepreneurship, and skill development. What you hear influences what you say, and what you say influences what you build. If your circle constantly complains about money, it becomes easy to adopt the same tone. But when your circle speaks about possibilities, you naturally elevate your mindset. Language is contagious. Choose carefully what you allow into your ears because it will eventually come out of your mouth. It is also important to speak wealth over your abilities. Instead of saying, "I'm not good with money," say, "I'm learning to manage money wisely." Instead of saying, "I'll never understand investing," say, "I am becoming financially educated." This transforms limitation into progress. Growth language creates patience with yourself. You stop judging your starting point and start appreciating your development. Money often follows competence. Competence grows with curiosity. Curiosity increases when you believe improvement is possible. Your internal dialogue matters just as much as your spoken words. Even when you are silent, your thoughts are active. If your internal voice constantly criticizes your financial decisions, you may feel shame and avoid improvement. But if your internal voice encourages learning, you become resilient. Speak kindly to yourself about money mistakes. Say, "That was a lesson, not a life sentence." Every wealthy mindset understands that errors are part of expansion. Remember that wealth is not only about accumulation, but also about alignment. When your words align with your values, you experience peace alongside prosperity. Speak not only about earning more, but also about becoming more generous, more disciplined, and more impactful. When money hears that it will be used wisely, it stays longer. When it senses chaos and confusion, it flows away. Do not force unrealistic statements that create inner resistance. Instead of saying, "I am a millionaire," when you feel disconnected from that reality, say, "I am building wealth step by step." That statement feels attainable. It invites action. Action transforms belief into evidence. Evidence strengthens belief further. This cycle begins with language. Ultimately, your words create the atmosphere in which your finances grow. You can create an atmosphere of scarcity or an atmosphere of opportunity. You can create a culture of complaint or a culture of creativity. The choice is daily and deliberate. When you catch yourself speaking limitation, pause and reframe. Replace never with not yet. Replace impossible with challenging but achievable. These small shifts accumulate into powerful transformation. Replace achievable into powerful transformation. Money responds to clarity, confidence, and consistency. Your language develops all three. Speak clearly about your goals. Speak confidently about your potential. Speak consistently about your growth. Over time, your actions will align with your declarations. When your actions align with your declarations, results follow naturally. Wealth is not only a number, it is a mindset expressed through words and reinforced through habits. If money has ears, let it hear courage. Let it hear responsibility. Let it hear vision. Speak in a way that reflects the future you desire, not just the present you see. Train your tongue to align with your ambition. The moment you change how you speak about money, it's the moment you begin changing how money shows up in your life. Your words are not small. They are seeds of destiny. Plant them wisely, nurture them consistently, and watch your financial reality grow in the direction you have declared. Money is a tool, not a master. And the moment you truly understand this, your entire financial life begins to shift. For many people, money feels like a ruler sitting on a throne deciding their happiness, their confidence, their relationships, and even their sense of worth. They wake up anxious because of it. They go to sleep worried about it, and they measure their value by the amount of it they possess. But money was never designed to control you. It was designed to serve you. When you call money by its true name, resource, opportunity, provision, seed, you take it off the throne and place it back into your hands where it belongs. The problem begins when people attach identity to income. When your paycheck determines your self-esteem, money becomes your master. When your bank balance dictates your mood, money becomes your master. When you refuse to take risks, pursue dreams, or develop new skills because you are afraid of losing money, it becomes your master. And anything that controls your decisions controls your destiny. But money, at its core, is neutral. It has no character of its own. It simply amplifies the character of the person who holds it. In the hands of wisdom, it builds businesses, supports families, funds education, and creates generational change. In the hands of fear, it creates stress, greed, and endless dissatisfaction. To see money as a tool means you understand its purpose. A hammer is useful when you know how to use it. In skilled hands, it builds a house. In careless hands, it causes damage. But we do not blame the hammer. We examine the hand that holds it. The same is true for money. Instead of blaming money, N. Instead of blaming money, F. Or corruption, conflict, or inequality, we must focus on developing the character and discipline required to use it wisely. When you strengthen your mindset, improve your skills, and align your values, money becomes an extension of your purpose rather than a distraction from it. When you treat money as a master, fear dominates your decisions. You hesitate to invest in yourself because you are afraid of losing what little you have. You stay in environments that drain you because you fear instability. You silence your creativity because you fear financial risk. Fear shrinks your world. But when you treat money as a tool, courage begins to rise. You start asking how you can use it strategically. You think in terms of growth instead of survival. You begin to see expenses not just as costs, but as investments when they build your capacity. Calling money by its true name requires emotional maturity. It means you no longer panic when finances fluctuate. Tools are used, they move, they change hands. Income can rise and fall, but your identity remains steady. When you detach your worth from your wallet, you gain peace. You understand that a temporary financial setback does not define your potential. It simply signals a need for adjustment, learning, or redirection. This mindset keeps you calm under pressure, and calmness allows clarity. Clarity leads to better decisions. Money as a tool also means it must be directed. Tools do nothing without intention. If you leave them unused, they gather dust. If you use them carelessly, they create disorder. You must assign money a job. Every dollar should have purpose. Some will build security through savings. Some will create expansion through investment. Some will support your daily needs. Some will support your daily needs. Some will express generosity. When you give money direction, you demonstrate leadership over it. And leadership prevents chaos. Many people resent money because they have seen it misused. They associate wealth with arrogance or dishonesty. But that association can unconsciously repel prosperity. If deep down you believe money corrupts, you may resist accumulating it to avoid becoming what you dislike. This internal conflict sabotages progress. You must redefine money in your mind. It is not corruption, it is capacity. It increases your ability to act. If you are kind, money allows you to be kind on a larger scale. If you are generous, money expands your generosity. If you are disciplined, money rewards your structure. Another sign that money has become a master is constant comparison. When you measure your success against others' lifestyles, you surrender control of your satisfaction. Social comparison fuels endless striving without fulfillment. But when money is a tool, you focus on alignment rather than comparison. You ask, does my spending reflect my values? Does my income strategy align with my goals? Instead of chasing appearances, you build substance. You stop trying to look wealthy and start aiming to be financially stable and purposeful. Gratitude is one of the strongest indicators that money is in its proper place. When you are grateful for what you have, you signal that money is serving you rather than enslaving you. Gratitude does not mean complacency. It means appreciation while pursuing growth. It keeps your ambition healthy. Without gratitude, ambition becomes desperation. With gratitude, ambition becomes vision. You work toward more, but you are not tormented by what you lack. Seeing money as a tool also empowers generosity. When money is your master, you cling to it tightly. You fear losing it. You hesitate to give. But when it is your servant, you release it strategically. You understand that circulation creates impact. Giving becomes an act of strength, not weakness. It reflects confidence that you can create more. Generosity reinforces abundance thinking. It breaks the illusion of scarcity and builds trust in your ability to generate value. Discipline plays a critical role in this mindset. A tool is effective only when handled with skill. Budgeting, saving, and investing are forms of training. They sharpen your ability to manage resources. Discipline may feel restrictive at first, but it actually creates freedom. When you know where your money is going, you reduce anxiety. When you prepare for emergencies, you reduce fear. When you invest consistently, you build options. Options equal freedom, and freedom is the true reward of using money wisely. It is also important to remember that money is not the ultimate goal. It is a means to a greater end. If you pursue money as the final destination, you may reach a certain level of wealth, yet still feel empty. But if you pursue purpose, growth, and contribution, money becomes fuel along the journey. It says, upports your mission rather than replacing it. This perspective protects you from obsession. It keeps your life balanced. When financial challenges arise, remind yourself that tools sometimes need adjustment. If income decreases, look for new skills to develop. If expenses increase, refine your strategy. Challenges are not evidence of failure. They are invitations to improve. Masters panic when tools malfunction. Leaders adapt. They study, learn, and rebuild. By treating money as a tool, you approach problems with curiosity rather than despair. Another powerful shift occurs when you realize that your time, energy, and skills are also forms of currency. Money is only one expression of value. When you improve yourself, you increase your earning potential. When you build strong relationships, you expand opportunity. When you maintain integrity, you build trust, and trust often translates into financial growth. By focusing on becoming more valuable rather than merely having more money, you strengthen the source rather than obsessing over the outcome. Peace is the ultimate sign that money is no longer your master. You can enjoy it without worshiping it. You can pursue it without fearing it. You can spend it without guilt and save it without anxiety. You remain stable whether it increases or decreases because your identity is anchored in character, not currency. This stability attracts opportunities because people trust calm, grounded individuals. Calling money by its true name transforms your posture. Instead of chasing it desperately, you attract it intentionally. Instead of fearing it, you manage it. Instead of idolizing it, you utilize it. You become strategic, you become confident, you become focused. The energy you once spent worrying can now be redirected toward learning, building, and serving. When you fully embrace that money as a tool, you step into authority. In building over your financial life, you no longer react emotionally to every fluctuation. You respond with wisdom. You make decisions based on long-term vision rather than short-term impulse. You align spending with priorities. You invest in growth. You practice patience. Over time, this consistent stewardship compounds into stability and abundance. Remember, tools do not define the craftsman. The craftsman defines the tool. You are the architect of your financial future. Money is simply one of the materials you use. When you hold it with respect but not reverence, with confidence but not obsession, you maintain balance. Balance creates clarity. Clarity creates wise action. Wise action builds wealth that is sustainable and meaningful. Money is not your master. It does not determine your worth. It does not control your dreams. It is a servant waiting for instruction. Call it by its true name, resource, seed, opportunity, and use it with intention. When you reclaim your authority, you discover that wealth is not just about accumulation. It is about alignment, discipline, purpose, and peace. And when money finds itself in the hands of someone who understands this truth, it becomes a powerful instrument for transformation rather than a chain of control. Value attracts wealth in ways that many people overlook because they are too focused on chasing money instead of building themselves. If money has ears, it listens for usefulness, it listens for solutions, it listens for people who are committed to becoming better, sharper, wiser, and more capable. Wealth is rarely attracted to desperation, but it is consistently drawn to value. When you increase your value, you increase your earning power. When you sharpen your skills, you sharpen your opportunities. Money flows toward those who solve problems effectively and consistently. Too often people ask, how can I make more money? Two, the better question is, how can I become more valuable? Money is simply a reflection of the value you bring to the marketplace, to your workplace, to your community, or to the world. If you want your income to rise, your impact must rise. Your impact must rise. If you want financial growth, personal growth must come first. This shift in focus changes everything. Instead of obsessing over quick profits, you commit to long-term development. Instead of searching for shortcuts, you build competence. Instead of envying others' success, you study what makes them valuable. Becoming valuable requires humility. It means admitting that there are skills you need to learn and habits you need to refine. It means accepting feedback and being willing to improve. Growth is not always comfortable. It demands effort, patience, and persistence. But every new skill you master increases your capacity to earn. Every discipline you develop strengthens your reliability. Every lesson you learn makes you more adaptable. Adaptability is powerful because the world is constantly changing. Those who continuously grow remain relevant, and relevance attracts opportunity. Value is not limited to technical skills. It includes character, integrity, and attitude. You can be highly skilled, but difficult to work with, and that will limit your financial growth. On the other hand, when you combine competence with consistency and professionalism, you become rare. Reliability is valuable. Honesty is valuable. Strong communication is valuable. Leadership is valuable. These traits make people trust you, and trust often opens doors that talent alone cannot. Money flows more easily toward those who are trusted because trust reduces risk. Service is at the heart of value. When you focus on helping others solve real problems, you position yourself as an asset. Instead of asking, "What can I get?" ask, "What can I get?" Ask, "What can I give?" This mindset does not make you weak, it makes you strategic. The more problems you solve, the more indispensable you become. Businesses thrive because they meet needs. Professionals advance because they deliver results. Entrepreneurs succeed because they provide solutions. If you train your mind to look for gaps and inefficiencies, you will begin to see opportunities everywhere. Consistency is another pillar of value. One great performance is impressive, but repeated excellence builds reputation. Reputation compounds over time. When people know that you deliver quality consistently, they return. They recommend you. They trust you with bigger responsibilities. Consistency transforms potential into credibility, and credibility attracts financial rewards. Many people want immediate recognition, but value grows through steady, persistent effort. The person who shows up daily, improves gradually, and honors commitments often surpasses the one who relies on bursts of motivation. Patience plays a significant role in this journey. Developing value takes time. Learning new skills requires practice. Building expertise demands repetition. There will be moments when progress feels slow. During those times, it is tempting to look for shortcuts or give up entirely. But true wealth is rarely built overnight. It is built layer by layer, lesson by lesson, improvement by improvement. Each small gain strengthens your foundation, and strong foundations support lasting success. Investing in yourself is one of the most powerful ways to increase value. Education, training, books, mentorship, and experience all expand your capacity. When you allocate time and resources toward learning, you are planting seeds for future income. Even if immediate results are not visible, growth is taking place internally. Over time, that internal expansion translates into external opportunity. The world rewards those who continuously refine themselves. When you commit to lifelong learning, you stay ahead rather than struggling to catch up. Confidence also grows as your value increases. When you know your skills are strong and your work ethic is solid, you negotiate better. You ask for raises with conviction. You pursue new ventures with boldness. Confidence rooted in competence is powerful. It is not arrogance, it is assurance. People respond to assurance because it signals capability. When you speak with clarity about what you offer, others listen more attentively. Another aspect of value is creativity. The ability to think differently, generate new ideas, and approach problems from fresh angles makes you stand out. Creativity does not always mean inventing something entirely new. It can mean improving existing systems, simplifying processes, or combining ideas in innovative ways. Creativity adds uniqueness to your contribution. Uniqueness reduces competition because no one else offers exactly what you do in the same way. Resilience strengthens your value as well. Challenges are inevitable. Projects fail. Markets shift. Plans collapse. But when you respond with determination rather than defeat, you grow stronger. Each obstacle teaches adaptability. Each setback builds wisdom. Over time, resilience becomes part of your identity. People respect those who endure. They trust those who have weathered storms. Experience gained through difficulty often increases your market value because it equips you with insight that cannot be learned from theory alone. Generosity can also enhance value. Sharing knowledge, mentoring others, and collaborating instead of competing fosters goodwill. When you contribute to others' growth, you create networks of support. Relationships are powerful assets. Opportunities often arise through connections. By investing in relationships, you expand your reach and influence. Influence amplifies value because it extends your impact beyond your immediate environment. Focus is essential in building value. Trying to master everything at once can dilute your efforts. Identify areas where your strengths and passions intersect with demand. Concentrate on refining those areas. Depth often produces more financial return than shallow breadth. When you become known for excellence in a specific field, you differentiate yourself. Specialization can elevate your income because expertise commands respect. Discipline supports all these qualities. It ensures that your growth continues even when motivation fades. Discipline keeps you practicing, studying, improving, and delivering. Without discipline, talent remains underdeveloped. With discipline, even average ability can become exceptional. The disciplined individual steadily climbs while others remain stagnant. Over time, that steady climb creates significant financial difference. Gratitude keeps your pursuit of value healthy. As you grow and earn more, remember where you started, appreciate progress. Gratitude protects you from arrogance and dissatisfaction. It reminds you that growth is a journey. When you are grateful, you maintain perspective. You celebrate milestones without becoming complacent. Gratitude fuels sustainable ambition rather than restless craving. It is also important to recognize that value is dynamic. What is highly valued today may shift tomorrow. Stay aware of trends and changes in your field. Be willing to evolve. Adaptation ensures that your value remains relevant. Those who cling rigidly to outdated skills may struggle. Those who embrace change position themselves for continued prosperity. When you focus on becoming valuable, you shift from chasing money to attracting it. You stop worrying about every fluctuation and concentrate on strengthening your foundation. This mindset creates stability. Even if one opportunity disappears, your skills remain. Even if one job ends, your competence stays with you. Your value travels wherever you go. That portability creates security. Remember that wealth built on value is more sustainable than wealth built on luck. Luck may bring sudden gain, but value sustains growth. When you consistently improve, you create momentum. Momentum builds confidence. Confidence encourages bigger actions. Bigger actions generate greater rewards. This upward cycle begins with self-investment. The journey of increasing value is not merely financial. It is transformational. You become more disciplined, more knowledgeable, more confident, and more resilient. These qualities enrich your life beyond money. Financial rewards become a natural byproduct of personal expansion. Instead of obsessing over numbers, you focus on growth. And growth attracts numbers. If money truly has ears, it listens for preparation, it listens for service. When it hears excellence, it responds. When it hears laziness or inconsistency, it withdraws. Speak growth over yourself. Commit to learning daily. Strengthen your character. Sharpen your abilities. Seek feedback. Stay patient. Keep improving. As you raise your value, you raise your standards. You expect more from yourself. You manage your time wisely. You choose environments that encourage growth. You surround yourself with people who challenge and inspire you. Over time, these decisions shape your financial reality. Value attracts wealth because value creates impact. Impact creates demand. Demand generates income. When you align your effort with service and growth, money becomes a reflection of the difference you make. Instead of chasing it anxiously, you draw it steadily through excellence. The path may require effort, but it is empowering. You are not at the mercy of circumstance. You are not dependent on luck. You hold the ability to expand your capacity. Every book you read, every skill you practice, every lesson you apply increases your worth. With each improvement, you strengthen your foundation. Commit to becoming the kind of person money seeks out. Become reliable, become skilled, become creative, become disciplined, become generous. As you build these qualities, wealth will follow naturally. Not because you chased it desperately, but because you grew into someone who can handle it responsibly. In the end, the greatest investment you can make is in yourself. When you enhance your value, you unlock doors that once seemed closed. Opportunities appear where obstacles once stood. Confidence replaces doubt. Stability replaces fear. And money, hearing the language of excellence in your actions, finds its way toward you as a reward for the value you consistently provide. Alignment of speech and action is where real financial transformation begins. Words alone are powerful, but words without action are empty echoes. If money has ears, it does not only hear what you say, it watches what you do. You can declare abundance every morning, but if your habits reflect chaos, avoidance, and inconsistency, your results will follow your behavior, not your declarations. True power is released when your language and your lifestyle agree. When what you say matches what you practice, you build credibility with yourself. And that credibility builds momentum. Many people love speaking positively about wealth. They say they want freedom, stability, overflow, and prosperity. They speak about success with passion, but behind the scenes, they avoid budgeting, ignore financial statements, overspend impulsively, and postpone learning about investing. This creates internal conflict. On one side, there is desire. On the other side, there is indiscipline. That gap weakens confidence. Each time you say one thing and do another, you slowly lose trust in yourself. And self-trust is essential for growth. Without it, you hesitate. You doubt your own commitments. You abandon plans halfway. Alignment begins with honesty. You must examine whether your daily habits support your long-term goals. If you say you want wealth, are you developing skills that increase income? If you say you want stability, are you saving consistently? If you say you want freedom, are you reducing unnecessary debt? Alignment requires responsibility. It means accepting that results are connected to repeated actions. Dreams are built through daily discipline, not occasional motivation. Your words set direction, but your actions create movement. Imagine declaring that you are becoming financially wise while refusing to read a single book on money management. That disconnect slows progress. But when you speak growth and then sit down to study, track expenses, or plan investments, you strengthen your identity. You become someone who follows through. Each aligned action reinforces your declaration. Over time, this consistency builds confidence that cannot be shaken easily. Discipline is the bridge between intention and outcome. It is not glamorous. It is not always exciting. But it is powerful. Budgeting every month may feel repetitive, but repetition builds structure. Saving a small percentage of your income regularly may seem insignificant, but consistency multiplies results over time. Investing patiently may not produce instant excitement, but it creates long-term reward. Discipline turns hopeful words into tangible evidence. Another important part of alignment is eliminating contradictions. For example, speaking about financial growth while constantly complaining about successful people creates internal resistance. If you criticize wealth yet desire it, your mind becomes confused. You must align your beliefs with your goals. Celebrate others' success instead of resenting it. Study it instead of dismissing it. When your mindset supports your ambition, your actions become more focused. Alignment also requires emotional control. Impulsive spending often contradicts long-term financial declarations. You may speak about building savings, but in moments of stress or excitement, you overspend. Emotions can disrupt alignment. Developing awareness helps you pause before making decisions. Ask yourself whether a purchase supports your goals or satisfies a temporary impulse. The ability to delay gratification strengthens your alignment and protects your future. Time management plays a crucial role as well. If you declare that building wealth is important, your schedule should reflect that priority. Are you dedicating time to learning, planning, and creating opportunities? Or are you spending hours on distractions? Time is a currency more valuable than money because once spent, it cannot be regained. Aligning your schedule with your goals ensures that your actions support your declarations. The consistency builds credibility not only with yourself, but also with others. When people see that your actions match your words, they trust you. Trust opens doors. Employers, partners, and clients prefer individuals who demonstrate reliability. If you promise excellence and deliver it repeatedly, opportunities expand. But if you speak confidently yet fail to execute, trust diminishes. Alignment strengthens your reputation, and reputation influences income. It is also important to review your progress regularly. Alignment is not a one-time decision. It is a continuous process. Circumstances change. Goals evolve. Periodically evaluate whether your actions still reflect your intentions. Adjust when necessary. Growth requires flexibility. Being rigid in outdated strategies can create misalignment over time. Stay attentive and willing to refine your approach. Small habits often determine alignment more than grand gestures. Waking up early to work on personal development, tracking expenses daily, preparing meals instead of overspending, or investing a fixed amount automatically are small but powerful actions. These habits quietly shape your financial trajectory. They may not feel dramatic, but they create stability. Stability builds confidence. Confidence encourages bigger steps. Forgiveness is also part of alignment. You will make mistakes. You may overspend. You may delay important decisions. You may experience setbacks. Instead of quitting, correct course. Alignment is strengthened by resilience. A mistake does not erase progress unless you allow it to. Learn from it. Adjust your strategy, and continue forward. Persistence keeps your actions aligned, even after temporary missteps. Environment influences alignment significantly. Surround yourself with people who respect financial discipline. Conversations about growth, investment, and responsibility encourage aligned behavior. On the other hand, environments that normalize reckless spending or constant complaining can weaken your focus. Choose surroundings that support your declarations. Visualization can strengthen alignment as well. When you clearly imagine your financial goals, your actions become more intentional. Picture the freedom you desire. Visualize the stability you want to create. Let that vision guide your daily decisions. Vision gives purpose to discipline. Without vision, discipline feels restrictive. Without vision, discipline feels restrictive. With vision, discipline feels empowering. Accountability enhances alignment. Share your goals with someone trustworthy who encourages progress. Regular check-ins increase commitment. Knowing that someone will ask about your progress can motivate you to stay consistent. Accountability turns private intentions into shared commitments. Gratitude keeps alignment balanced. As you work toward growth, appreciate what you already have. Gratitude reduces frustration and comparison. It reminds you that progress is happening, even if it feels gradual. A grateful mindset supports steady action, rather than emotional extremes. Remember that alignment requires patience. Financial growth is rarely immediate. There will be periods where effort seems invisible. Continue acting in agreement with your declarations. Trust the process. Over time, consistent alignment compounds. Small savings grow. Skills improve. Opportunities expand. What once seemed slow becomes significant. Courage is necessary for alignment too. Sometimes acting in agreement with your goals requires uncomfortable decisions. You may need to decline invitations that strain your budget. You may need to invest in education instead of entertainment. You may need to step into new roles that challenge your comfort zone. Courage strengthens integrity between what you say and what you do. Integrity is the foundation of alignment. It means living in harmony with your commitments. When you say you will save, you save. When you say you will invest, you invest. When you say you will learn, you learn. This integrity builds inner strength. You begin trusting your own voice. That trust fuels bigger goals. As your speech and actions align, something powerful happens. Doubt decreases. Confidence increases. Momentum builds. Money responds to structure and clarity. When your financial life is organized and intentional, opportunities become easier to manage. You are prepared rather than reactive. Preparation positions you for growth. Alignment also reduces stress. Financial anxiety often stems from inconsistency and avoidance. When you track your progress and act responsibly, uncertainty decreases. You gain control over your direction. Control creates calmness. Calmness improves decision-making. Improved decisions lead to better results. Ultimately, alignment transforms you from a dreamer into a builder. Words inspire, but actions construct. Together, they create progress. If money has ears, it listens for consistency between your declarations and your discipline. Speak abundance, but also budget wisely. Declare growth, but also develop skills. Affirm prosperity, but also invest patiently. When your language and lifestyle agree, you create harmony. Harmony attracts stability. Stability attracts expansion. Over time, this alignment shapes a financial reality that reflects your commitment. You no longer rely on hope alone. You rely on structured effort. Let your words be bold, but let your actions be faithful. Let your declarations inspire, but let your discipline confirm them. Each day, choose behaviors that support your vision. Each decision either strengthens or weakens alignment. Choose wisely. Money may hear your words, but it follows your habits. When those habits consistently reflect responsibility, courage, and purpose, growth becomes inevitable. Alignment is not flashy, but it is transformative. It turns intention into evidence and desire into achievement. And as you continue living in agreement with your goals, you will see your financial life gradually reflect the harmony you have built within yourself. Purpose directs prosperity in a way that nothing else can. Money without direction becomes distraction, but money connected to vision becomes powerful. If money has ears, it listens for clarity. It moves with greater stability toward those who know why they want it, not just how much they want. When your financial goals are attached to something bigger than comfort or appearance, you know it. When you look at your discipline becomes stronger and your focus becomes sharper. Purpose gives your prosperity meaning, and meaning sustains motivation when excitement fades. Many people desire wealth, but they cannot clearly explain what they would do with it beyond temporary pleasure. Without purpose, income easily slips through your hands because there is no guiding structure. But when you attach your finances to a clear vision, supporting your family, building a business, creating opportunities for others, funding education, achieving freedom, you begin to treat money with intention. It stops being random and starts becoming strategic. Every dollar receives assignment. Every decision reflects direction. Purpose transforms the way you work. When you wake up with a mission, your effort feels different. You are not just earning a paycheck. You are building something meaningful. That mindset fuels persistence. On difficult days when motivation is low and obstacles appear heavy, purpose reminds you why you started. It strengthens resilience. People who work only for money often burn out quickly. But those who work for purpose find deeper energy. Money becomes fuel for the mission rather than the mission itself. Clarity is essential in this process. Vague desires produce vague results. Saying you want more money is not enough. Define what prosperity means for you. Is it debt freedom? Is it owning property? Is it financial independence? Is it the ability to give generously? The clearer your vision, the easier it becomes to align your habits with it. When you can see your destination, you can map your path. Without clarity, effort becomes scattered and inconsistent. Purpose also protects you from comparison. When you are clear about your own direction, you are less distracted by others' lifestyles. Someone else's definition of success may not match yours. If you chase trends instead of vision, you may achieve numbers yet feel empty. But when your financial growth aligns with your values, you experience satisfaction alongside progress. Purpose creates peace because you know you are building something authentic. Another powerful effect of purpose is discipline. It is easier to delay gratification when you understand the bigger picture. Saving money feels less restrictive when you know it is building toward freedom. Investing feels less risky when you believe in the long-term vision. Even reducing unnecessary expenses becomes empowering, because each sacrifice moves you closer to your goal. Purpose transforms short-term restraint into long-term reward. Purpose-driven prosperity also encourages generosity. When your financial growth is connected to impact, you begin to see money as a tool for service. Giving no longer feels like loss. It feels like participation in something greater. Generosity strengthens abundance thinking. It reminds you that wealth is not meant to be hoarded but directed wisely. When you give strategically and responsibly, you reinforce the belief that money flows through you, not just to you. Yeah, not just to you. But challenges will test your commitment to purpose. Financial setbacks may occur. Investments may take time to grow. Unexpected expenses may arise. During these moments, purpose becomes your anchor. It prevents emotional decision-making. Instead of reacting impulsively, you respond with patience and strategy. Purpose keeps you steady when circumstances fluctuate. Growth requires alignment between vision and action. If your purpose is financial freedom, your daily habits must reflect that intention. Are you learning about investments? Are you managing debt responsibly? Are you creating multiple streams of income if possible? Purpose is not simply inspiration, it demands execution. When your actions consistently reflect your vision, progress become where becomes visible. Self-belief strengthens purpose as well. You must believe that your vision is achievable. Doubt weakens direction. Confidence fuels persistence. Confidence does not mean ignoring obstacles. It means trusting your ability to navigate them. There I means trusting your ability to navigate them. When you believe in your mission, you are more willing to take calculated risks, pursue new opportunities, and step outside your comfort zone. Time management becomes more intentional when guided by purpose. You evaluate how you spend your hours with greater awareness. Activities that do not align with your goals become less appealing. You prioritize learning, planning, networking, and creating. Purpose sharpens focus. It reduces distractions. It channels your energy toward meaningful outcomes. Purpose-driven individuals often think long-term. Instead of seeking instant gratification, they build foundations. They understand that true prosperity compounds over time. Small, consistent investments grow. Skills developed patiently create higher earning potential. Relationships nurtured thoughtfully open doors later. Purpose encourages patience because you recognize that meaningful success is built step by step. It is also important to revisit and refine your purpose periodically. As you grow, your goals may evolve. What once felt important may shift. Stay aware of your changing priorities. Adjust your financial strategies accordingly. Flexibility ensures that your prosperity continues to align with your current vision rather than outdated ambitions. Surrounding yourself with purpose-driven individuals reinforces your mindset. Conversations about growth, impact, and responsibility inspire you to remain committed. Community strengthens accountability. Shared vision multiplies motivation. Isolation can weaken focus, but connection fuels progress. Gratitude remains essential throughout the journey. Celebrate milestones along the way. Recognize improvements in your financial habits. Appreciate lessons learned from setbacks. Gratitude keeps you grounded. It reminds you that prosperity is not only about future goals, but also about present progress. Avoid allowing purpose to become pressure. While ambition is healthy, balance is necessary. Rest, reflection, and enjoyment are part of sustainable success. Purpose should energize you, not exhaust you. Prosperity should enhance your life, not dominate it. Maintain harmony between striving and living. When your prosperity is guided by purpose, money gains stability. You are less likely to make reckless decisions because you understand the broader impact. You are less likely to abandon discipline because you see the bigger picture. Money becomes aligned with your identity and values. Remember that purpose does not have to be grand or dramatic. It can be simple and deeply personal. Providing security for loved ones. Achieving independence. Supporting causes you care about. Building something meaningful from your talents. Whatever it is, own it fully. Let it shape your financial strategy. Every decision either strengthens or weakens alignment with your purpose. Choosing to learn instead of procrastinate strengthens it. Choosing to save instead of overspend strengthens it. Choosing to invest in growth strengthens it. These small daily choices accumulate into significant transformation. When money hears clarity, it responds with consistency. When it hears confusion, it moves unpredictably. Speak clearly about your goals. Write them down. Review them often. Let them guide your financial behavior. Over time, your external reality will begin to reflect your internal direction. Purpose also builds legacy. Wealth connected to meaning extends beyond personal comfort. It influences families, communities, and future generations. It creates opportunities that last. Temporary riches fade quickly, but purposeful prosperity endures. When you think beyond yourself, your financial decisions gain depth. Stay patient during seasons of preparation. Not every effort produces immediate visible reward. Trust that consistent action aligned with clear purpose is building unseen foundations. Foundations support future growth. Avoid comparing your timeline to others. Your journey is unique. Confidence grows as you see progress. Progress reinforces commitment. Commitment strengthens discipline. Discipline sustains prosperity. This cycle is powered by purpose. Without it, effort feels random. With it, effort feels meaningful. Ultimately, prosperity without purpose feels empty, but prosperity with purpose feels fulfilling. When you attach money to mission, you transform it from mere currency into opportunity. You give it direction, you give it responsibility, you give it meaning. If money truly has ears, let it hear vision, let it hear clarity, let it hear impact. Speak not only about earning more, but about becoming more. Build your finances around values that matter deeply to you. Allow your purpose to guide your strategy, your discipline, and your decisions. As you continue aligning prosperity with purpose, you will notice something powerful. Financial growth becomes more stable, motivation becomes more sustainable, satisfaction becomes deeper. You are no longer chasing numbers aimlessly. You are building something intentional. Purpose directs prosperity by giving it a destination. Without direction, money wanders. With vision, it advances steadily. Stay committed to your mission. Refine your strategy. Maintain discipline. Celebrate progress. And let your prosperity reflect not only your effort, but also your purpose.